This is example 1 of lesson 4.6, writing function rules. We've dealt with function rules, other people's function rules. Now we're writing our own. So, function rule, remember, if you've forgotten over spring break, they're like a vending machine. You plug in a value, your input, you put in a value, you punch it through a function, and it comes out as something else. Just like if you plug in some money, you punch in a number, and you get out a bag of chips. This time, though, we don't have the number that we're punching in. Hang on just a second, Katie Lynn. I will call you back in a moment. You don't have the number that we're punching in. What we have is our input. We have the money we're putting in, and we have the chips we get out. But we don't have the number we put into the vending machine, and that's what we're going to figure out. How do we get from our input to output? That's a function rule, and that's what we're going to be figuring out from this table. The first question we're going to ask is our table set up correctly? Does our input start at 0 and go up by 1 each time? In this case, yes. Our input here is our x column, and it starts at 0 and goes up 1, 2, 3. So it does, in fact, start at 0 and go up by 1 each time. All right. Perfect. We can put a yes there. Yes. Exclamation point. All right. The next thing we're looking for is our start value. When x equals 0, what does y equal? This is also called a y-intercept, and it's what happened where your graph will cross your y-axis. When x equals 0, y equals what? Well, with a table, we can just look. When x equals 0, y equals 2. All right? Now, we need to figure out how much it changes each time. Whenever we increase, whenever we go up by 1 in our input, how much does our y change? As this goes up plus 1, how does this change? It could go up or it could go down. In this case, it's going up. And how much is it going up? 2 to 5, that's plus 3. Plus 3. 5 to 8, plus 3. Plus 3. So our amount of change is increase or goes up. It's not one word, promise. By, let me erase my plus 1 here so I have room. Goes up by 3. All right. Now we have all the information we need. We can put our function rule together. We have y equals start value. All right. A start value, that was 2. So y equals 2. Plus or minus? Well, plus, if it's increasing, we're going to use plus. If it's decreasing, we're using minus. So it is increasing, so we're going to plus. How much is it changing? Amount of change, that's 3. X. Now notice the x is squished up against the parentheses. That means multiplication. We're going to have 3 times x. This is our function rule. Y equals 2 plus 3x. And we can double check this by plugging in any of our inputs to see if we get the correct output. So let's plug in 2. We're plugging in 2 for x. Y equals 2 plus 3 times 2. Order operations says we're going to do multiplication first. 2 plus 6 equals 8. And 2 is 8. We have our function rule. And that's it.